let's see if you clap that loud at the end of the show. We've got a good one this evening. Let me tell you who's on. Go wild and crazy. They'll all come out together. We've got Rob Beckett, John Richardson, Richard Ayoade, Harriet Kemsley, Mr. Swallow, Susie and Rachel Riley. Let's go. Come on. All right, let's go. Play the music. No one likes the music, but play it. Welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, a show about letters, numbers and conundrums. OK, let's meet tonight's players. First up, it's team captain John Richardson. John recently starred in Waterloo Road, where he played an ex-Marine. I didn't even know the Smurfs had a Marine Corps.
You look like an area manager of Coleman's Mustard.
Thank you.
He's just popping to Lincoln to check in on Macro.
Just delighted to be in a senior role.
And John's teammate, Harriet Kemsley. Harriet is kind of like Marmite, because just like a jar of Marmite, Harriet can't do the letters and numbers either. Up against them this evening is team captain Rob Beckett. Rob is a happy-go-lucky, cheeky chap from the East End of London. He's always smiling from ear to ear, which, as the crow flies, is over 30 miles. And joining Rob tonight, it's Richard Ayoade. Yes, Richard is living proof that you shouldn't judge anyone purely on their looks, because despite what you might think, he can't fix your laptop.
Not with what you've done to it.
Richard, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Hopefully elsewhere.
Doesn't work out like that, sadly.
I mean, I think I'll just still be spreading joy, hopefully. Not as much as you've spread on that laptop, but, you know, I'll do what I can.
Richard, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Go.
And can I ask the context of the go?
It was someone right before I came on here, and they said go, and I think they meant get on to the show, but in another sense, I could have just left.
John?
Hello, James.
Have you ever... Yes, let's keep this formal. Have you ever thought about getting a catchphrase?
No. I've got other stuff to think about. Do you know what I'm thinking about in a minute? J-Lo. Do you know J-Lo?
Yeah.
She's 2 years older now than Maureen was when she was on driving school.
Wow.
Huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lady, you want up his ass? That one.
What's that?
You want up his ass?
Is that your J-Lo? No. Is that her talking to P. Diddy about something?
OK, get the lawyers ready early. Get them pricked up.
That's Maureen's husband, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I used to watch it. Maureen's husband used to teach Maureen to drive. She was a terrible driver.
Yeah.
Had a Skoda.
Yeah, exactly that.
Oh, why am I being Rain Man all of a sudden? What happened there?
Right.
Just downloaded that, I didn't know I had it in there.
What time was it on, Rob?
8 o'clock, ITV.
Rob, what do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, I'm
sorry, if you... I think Rob's just come.
After all that chat, I was trying out a new catchphrase.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I'd quite like to invent a new species of animal. Because we've not had any new ones for ages. You know what I mean? Evolution's quite slow going when you're in the middle of it all. So, it's hard, though. You try getting a giraffe to shag an elephant. I've been banned from Whipsnade Zoo. I've got a ferret on the back of a pig, but he bottled it. So, yeah, it's a work in progress, but I would love to create a new type of animal.
OK, Harriet, have you got a mascot?
Yeah, I do. I brought along a sloth. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm not very good at quiz shows, and so I really wanted to, like, prove myself, and then I got asked to go on something called Mastermind. And the stakes felt really high because my friend Helen had said that every time I go on TV, I let down women everywhere. I was like, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to prove myself. But you have to have, like, a specialist subject. They were like, just send a list of things you kind of like. So I was like, great. I sent a list. I was like, Dolly Parton, Pizza Express. And they came back and they were like, great, you're going to do sloths. But I was like, right, I'm going to study so hard. So I learned everything I could about sloths. Like, I learned that sloths have clitorises. Really exciting.
Not all of them, I'd imagine.
Let me note that down for my new experiment.
There we go.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time to find it as well.
And I was so nervous, and then you have to, like, sit at the side, and they make it go all serious, and then you get called to the famous chair, and they were like, what is your name? And I was like, Harriet. And they were like, what is your job? And I was like, stand up. And they were like, what is your charity? And I said, sloth. But I think today is going to be different. Do you think?
No, I don't think today's going to be different. Richard, did you bring a mascot?
I struggle with interactions, as depending on what's left in the edit, will be seen by all. Rather than talk, I've had business cards made up, and rather than say anything, if I see someone like you, Rob, I'll just... There you go.
So you've had business cards made up rather than...
Pass it along.
This is actually a good idea for you. So it says... So if you meet Richard, you could give someone...
And just give them that, and then they can read it.
I've got a nice one. It's hard to see past the faults of others, so why not lie back and enjoy the view?
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
A lot of them do depend on the delivery.
Yeah. There's a lot of wisdom here. What have you got, Harriet?
The people who say you can't say anything anymore still seem to be saying a lot.
I think that would have been better for me.
How would you like this delivered? Because I am trying to get into acting.
OK, just as well as you can.
Oh, shit. People who aren't defensive...
OK, let's take it again.
People who aren't defensive rarely have much to be defensive about, but it's worth attacking them anyway. Oh, please do.
Just things I might have said to you.
What if you meet someone you like, though?
That's never happened.
Rob, you got a mascot?
Yes, I do, actually. It's more like a home remedy thing I'm into.
Oh, go on.
Because I'm allergic to strawberries. What are you allergic to?
I mean, intimacy?
So basically, I'm allergic to strawberries, but through home remedies, I've managed to create a sort of treatment, which means I can have strawberries. So
that's good.
I've basically been getting all the stuff out the garden, and I've made this little bad boy. And then if I drink some of this...
It doesn't look great.
What's that?
Like a sludge.
Yeah, my blender's not great, to be fair, but I only need a little bit of it.
Right, and it's...
So that's like the remedy.
And that's
then if
got
I
what
have a
in it?
strawberry...
You'll be fine.
But normally now you start to see sort of a reaction or something that would be a sign that it's not working, but luckily...
Rob, your hand, I think, is maybe...
Oh! Oh, shit! OK, no, not a problem. If I bring that over here, put a bit of that in it, a bit of that,
You're right.
Oh, I think that's better, actually.
Is it?
I feel that's done this...
Has that done it, has it, Rob? Has that done it?
I think that might have done it.
John, have you got a mascot?
Yeah, sort of. I wanted to return to the world of Deep Clean, my erotic novel. The third in the trilogy is subject to a legal battle with the Ian Fleming estate. I've written a spy novel called Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk. Oh, that's not milk. What's happened since I wrote the first one is wackaging. Have you heard of wackaging? No. Where, like, packets on things are all wacky now and they talk to you. And these little crappy innuendos are everywhere, like by a cheese sandwich. You go, oh, I'm a sandwich, put me in your gob, you twat. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. It's pathetic. So I've launched a Deep Clean range of cleaning products. Now, the innuendos on these are quite full on.
Well, I'm quite easily offended, but okay, but go ahead.
Yeah, but the legal department, there are some caveats on some of the packaging. So these are my deep clean floor wipes, and on the back it says floor wipes, floor wipes, more like. Yeah, that's to get you in.
Hot.
Get down on all floors or up against the fridge, you dirty bastard.
Is this written from a lady's perspective, can I ask?
No, it goes across the rainbow of sexual preferences. Anyone can have these.
Right, so you would call a lady a dirty bastard?
I would. It's 21st century, Jimmy. You can't not call a lady a dirty bastard these days. You'll get yourself cancelled. Imagine if that's what you got cancelled for. This says, for a floor so clean, you can eat your cleaner off it. You've got your deep clean stain remover here.
What was that? Whoa.
Well, I think this is show 170 now, and I've done 169 that were funny to everyone else, and now I want one. This says, have you been a mucky boy? Sometimes the more you rub it, the bigger it gets. This is my favourite one. This is the deep clean drain-on blocker. When was the last time someone got deep in your pipes? Have you got a rusty sinkhole?
No, it's just discoloured.
A damp-smelling opening? Spooge my thick...
Come on, be professional, you dirty bastard.
Spooge my thick... Oh. Spooge my thick liquid into your gungy crevice. Please note, not to be applied to body and may result in injury or death. And that's my deep cleaning products there, which you can buy.
Deep clean, everyone. Deep clean. Well, over in Dictionary Corner, we have Mr. Swallow. Now, Mr. Swallow.
Yes.
What have you been up to since we last saw you?
I'm aware that I've actually not been on the show for a long time, so just if you've never seen me before, my name is Mr. Swallow. I'm like a cross between Martin Bashir and the crab in Little Mermaid. I know some of you might know me from the various bits of sort of telly I've done, acting and so on. After I finished my studies, I was very lucky to be asked to join the RSC and the RAC, sorry, and but in terms of like my formal acting training that I've had, obviously down south in London you've got LAMDA, you've got RAD. I was based up north in Leeds, so I did all my formal training at Asda. But yeah, what else? I've just got a pug, you know, one like little pug. Can I just check actually? And Rob, you might know this, but from like an evolution point of view, with pugs, are they like, is that done? Is that it with a pug? Because I'm like, I feel like a pug is what like a dog would have looked like 100 million years ago. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, absolutely fine. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Was that the question?
Yeah, that's great. And with Mr. Swallow, it's of course Susie Dent. Susie, what have you been looking into recently?
I have been working on a word game. So I have a word game app, which is called Two Words. And we should play it. In fact, it was inspired by you, Jimmy, because two words always come to mind when I think of you. Has to be said. Well, the first one is complete.
Dreamboat?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we'll go with that. OK. And in charge of the numbers is Rachel Riley. Rachel says if she were a ghost, she'd go and spy on the hottest person she knows. Well, Rachel, permission granted. I will warn you, there will be ectoplasm. I don't know if we can put any of this out. OK.
Is ectoplasm Latin or Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
I said it was what comes out when you have a baby. No, that is right.
Ectoplasm? You think it's ectoplasm comes out when you have a baby?
When you have a baby, you deliver the
A baby ghost, yeah.
And then you deliver something else.
Placenta.
Placenta.
OK. Thank you.
I didn't know about the old placenta when my wife gave birth. I thought something mental's come out after my baby. I was like, there's a mad little twin in there and all. What's this? I'm not bringing up these two. Stay at that one. Have you got a favourite? Yeah.
Rachel, tell us, what have you been up to recently?
Well, I was recently awarded the Freedom of the City of London.
What do you get when you get the... You get a key?
Well, I get a ticket so I can trade in the City of London, but I get to herd my sheep over Southwark Bridge. And also, if I get sentenced to death, I can request a silk noose.
It's the official name for a cravat.
A silk noose, as modelled by Richard Ayoade.
How long's the drop? What, 2 inches?
When it's cold.
And the prize the teams are competing for tonight is this, the Countdown Skipping Rope. I should apologise. I'll explain. He's an idiot. OK, let's count down, everyone. Time for our first game. John, Harriet, you get to pick the first letters.
4 vowels.
OK.
Not how anyone does this.
I-E...
Fine.
O...
All of them in a row, ideally.
O...
And then 1 consonant.
T...
And then another...
4 consonants? Perchance.
OK. Yeah, another 4 consonants. Thank you.
H... T... R... and P.
Oh. While you crack on with that, I'm going to make a quick call. OK, your time starts now. Oh, hi, dude. Me. Yeah. All right, I'm ready to deal. Let's make it happen. I'll go up to £610, not a penny more, OK? Unless I call back in a minute with more, in which case I'll offer more. And another thing, stop texting me. We're colleagues, not friends.
Ouch. Right, the bank is willing to buy your box for £610.
Noel Edmonds has let himself go. Oh,
You
how many?
forgot to play the music. Don't you play the music? Where it goes diddle 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 diddle.
It's not entirely how it goes.
How does the music go? How does the music go again then?
Ba 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 do 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 do. No, but I'm not going mad. There was music, wasn't there?
You're going a bit, man.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any music either.
Thank you.
There was no music. There was Stephen Mulhern instead, and that's a world I'm happy to live in. The clock's been on so long now, everyone just knows the music. Diddle it, do it,
OK, how many?
5.
5. OK, John, how many?
8.
OK. Richard, how many?
5.
Rob, how many?
8.
Oh.
Is
Is that the clock music?
Have we got the same one?
Should we say on 3?
Well, if we both say it, would it be more appropriate for you to say it?
Yeah.
I've got bald twat written down. No, I've got
What are you saying?
toothia.
Toothier.
Yes. Shall I give you the definition?
Wow.
The definition of toothier? I don't think he needs it. He can look in a mirror.
Large, numerous or prominent teeth. Yeah.
That's
All
so
3.
degrading. It's the only 8 I've ever got.
OK, John, did you have the same
Okay,
8?
the same word, yes.
What was your 5, Richard?
A trope.
Harriet, your 5?
Thorpe,
Thorpe.
like Thorpe Park.
OK, I'm going to go over to Susie there and just check if...
No, it is as in Thorpe Park because it's a village or a hamlet. So with a small T, totally fine.
Oh! Yeah. Thorpe. 8 points for both teams. Mr. Swallow, Susie, could they have done any better?
No.
No, it was the best one with Toothier.
All right, so at the end of that, both teams have 8 points. OK, on to our first numbers round. Rob, Richard, your turn to pick the numbers.
Please.
Do you want me to pick?
I'd love it.
2 big, the rest small, please. Is that allowed?
Yeah, that's allowed. And they are 1,
No, that's all right. That's a
8,
good pick, that.
5, 1, that's crap, that's bad. 50 and 75. And the target, 845.
OK, your time starts now.
This is horrible.
head's gone. OK. Well, Harriet, did you get it?
Yes.
No, you didn't. John, did you get it?
I think I got 850.
850. Richard, did you get it?
Sorry?
Did you get it?
You shut your mouth. Right? You shut your mouth.
Yeah.
You're in my house now.
Yeah, but did you get it?
I refuse the question.
You're not willing to engage.
I refuse the question. No.
He
Do
refused
you know
the
what?
question.
I've got to the age now when if someone asks me a question, I don't have to answer it.
Wow.
Rob, did you get it?
No, I panicked. 750.
I got 850.
Just inside the 30 seconds as well.
Oh, so Harriet.
OK, so if we take, I'm going to free ball it.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, free ball it.
Freestyle
Yeah,
it.
free ball it.
So if, you add one,
Yeah.
and then you get 2.
Yep.
And then if you add 8 to 2, you will get 10.
Yep.
And then if you times 10 by 75, then you have
700.
750.
Yep.
And then what would you say you have left?
You've only got a 50 and a 5, and you need 95.
So how would you do that?
So, Richard, for 7 points, how did you get 850?
8 plus 5 minus 1
Oh.
12.
8 plus 5 minus 1.
times 75
900.
minus 50.
850. Yep.
Thanks.
OK, nice. Yeah, OK. John, did you go the same way?
Yes.
7 points to both teams. Rachel, I fear it is possible. How could you do it?
It was possible. If you say 50 minus 1 is 49.
Oh, yeah.
Times that by 5 for 245.
Yes.
And then 75 times 8
Yes.
is 600. And add them together.
Couldn't be easier. Actually, very simple. Time now to go across to Dictionary Corner. Mr. Swallow, what have you got for us?
So the first time I came on this show was a mistake, but I actually solved a Rubik's Cube sort of live on air, and rather than me solve a Rubik's Cube again, just because I've done that already, I did wonder whether I could try and get one of you to solve it, but ideally somebody who has never solved a Rubik's Cube before. So, Harriet, are you all right? Are you all right helping me out with this, genuinely? Is that OK?
Yeah.
And just be honest, we haven't set anything up. You
Yeah.
don't know what's going to happen, right?
No.
I'm going to go as far as to say if you had set it up, I still think Harriet would have forgotten.
Come out here with me to help. Thank you, Harriet. If you just stand there for me like that, I'm going to come this side. Harriet,
Yes.
a Rubik's Cube. You've
Yes.
never solved one before, OK?
No.
But you're aware of how to, like, you can mix a Rubik's Cube like this and like this. I'm actually going to get you to do something a little bit different, OK? Because I'm actually going to hand you this Rubik's Cube behind your back. I'm just going to demonstrate. And all I want you to do is to simply just twist and turn it like this, any which direction you want. Does that make sense? OK.
Yes.
And even though I know it will feel weird, you'll be like, well, how's that going to solve the Rubik's Cube that way? And obviously, nobody can see it's behind your back. But I just want you to trust me on this one. OK, now this is the state of the Rubik's Cube at the moment, OK? And if you just pop your hands behind your back for me, yeah, OK? Yeah, that's great. And if you just start mixing it and twisting it, just as I was doing just then, just like that, exactly like that, you're doing absolutely brilliant. You don't have to rush or anything. So, even though it feels impossible that Harriet might solve the Rubik's Cube in this way, it is in fact just highly, highly improbable that she does the right, sequence of moves and so on. But, plenty of things that do seem very, very rare or feel very, very unlikely do occasionally occur. Pugs, we've covered. I was in the Ridley Scott film The Martian. I guess one of the most famous examples of one of those sort of impossible coincidences is a monkey tapping the keys of a typewriter at random will eventually produce the full works of Shakespeare. That is just a statistical truth. It is just as likely as any other random combination of letters and words. What I find even more fascinating is that it is equally likely that the monkey might produce the full works of Shakespeare, but with one typo. I mean, you'd be kicking yourself, wouldn't you? Romeo and Janine, say. Just get the title wrong. Takes the edge off the play she's called Janine, I think. Because Janine Janine to me is like mid to late 50s, runs a local Sunday school, but secretly on antidepressants. Do you know what I mean? That's Janine to me. I guess, Harriet, can you just do exactly what you did, but the other way twice? Yep, that's correct, yeah, and the other way. Brilliant, and now freeze. I guess my point is, when seemingly impossible things do occasionally occur, it is often indistinguishable from magic. Bring both your hands round, Harriet. Let's see how you've done. Bring both hands round. Let's see how you've done. How have you done? Have you seen that? Isn't that it? Isn't that amazing? Thank you. Harriet, everybody!
Mr. Swallow, thank you very much indeed. Harriet, could you tell us how you did that?
Jimmy, I'm a genius.
Well, I think we can rule that out. Mr. Swallow, everyone. And here is your teaser. The words are Seema Tit, and the clue is not for vegans. That's Seema Tit, not for vegans. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the teaser, the words were Seema Tit. The clue was not for vegans. It was, of course, meatiest. OK, so both teams have 15 points. They've been playing in teams so far, but this game is just for Richard and John. OK, Richard, your turn to choose.
2 vowels.
2 vowels.
Thank you.
A and A.
Another vowel.
O.
OK. 2 consonants.
Yeah. W. S.
I'll just call it a day there. Another vowel.
Another A.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
Maybe good night. 2 more consonants.
Yeah. L and G.
OK, consonant.
Consonant, OK.
I don't.
D.
straightforwardly
There you go.
know.
Rob, while they do that,
Yeah?
I've had an idea for a side hustle.
OK.
You and me, DJs. Piece of piss.
Easy money.
All right, come on.
I'll do the books.
All right, let's dim the lights. OK, your time starts now. I mean, that's literally all we've got to do. It's like £1 a night. Piece of piss. The Stickmen Project, everyone. There we go. Richard, what have you got?
Ah. Just a 3. 5.
5?
Yeah.
John, how many?
Yeah, 5. Salad.
Richard, you're 5?
Goads. Goads.
5 points to both teams. Mr. Swallow, Susie, could they have done any better?
Yes,
Yeah, go on.
just. Saw log, which is a log
A saw log?
that you...
Use it in a sentence, Susie.
I've been on tour a long time. I've got a sore log.
Why not? It's a tree trunk that you can saw and cut into timber.
Absolutely sniped by Susie, don't they?
Wow. That was a kill shot.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
That was pure disappointment in a sentence.
Thank you.
You could also have got AA and AAA batteries as well.
OK, so at the end of that, both teams have 20 points. Right, time now for Harriet and Rob to go head-to-head. So you might want to go and make a cup of tea.
I think the way you did that Rubik's Cube, is it worth possibly facing the wall for the numbers game?
Yeah, if I'm not looking, I'm better, actually. Ow. I'm sorry, I just trapped
How did you mess that up?
I just trapped my hand
You
in
just
the-
messed up sitting. OK, Harriet, your turn to pick the numbers.
So, like, whatever you think.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll go
come on,
one
let's try and do it,
large.
Harry. We can do this.
We
Let's
can
try
do
and
this.
prove these
Yeah,
answers.
yeah, I don't
Why don't we
let down.
both do it and share the points, yeah?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you want to...
So,
4, 5,
Repeat
1,
them.
7,
7,
50, and 100.
And
Loads
what
of,
are
loads
we
of
trying
noughts.
to... OK, I'm going to get
And the
to...
target, 869.
No.
OK, and your time starts now.
OK, 100. It's too many things happening. Okay, so 7. 7 add 1 is 800.
Rob, did you get it?
I got 870.
870, OK. Harriet, did you get it?
I haven't actually worked out what I've got yet.
No, OK, Rob.
I did 7 plus 1 is 8.
Yes.
8 times 100.
800.
I was doing
800
that
plus the
then.
50.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I did 5 times 4.
That's a great effort.
And the award for patronising goes to... 7 points to Rob. 7 points to Rob. OK, now. You got it? Could it be done?
Yeah, this one. If you say 50 plus 1, obviously 51, times that by 4 for 204, and then 100 minus 5 is 95, times that by 7 for 665, and add them together.
Good effort. Good effort.
Good effort.
Good effort.
That's a good effort.
Good effort.
OK. Time now to visit Dictionary Corner once more. Mr Swallow, what have you got for us this time?
Just a few things that have been really bugging me recently, actually, Jimmy. So first off is Lego. So obviously Lego, it's got age ratings, which makes sense, all the little bits and pieces and so on. What I didn't know is that those age ratings go all the way up to 18. Now, I have not made any of this up. You can check all this online. OK, this is what you're legally allowed to buy from the Lego store when you turn 18. Here's the first one, Colosseum, 18. I mean, is it full size or what? Does it come with Russell Crowe? Why do I have to be 18? Do you know what I mean? Good grief. Alpine Lodge, 18? Imagine working in a toy shop, right? Some kid tries to buy that and been like, absolutely not, no way. Gonna need to see some ID, thank you. Santa's Grotto, 18! This is my favourite one, 18! You can die for this country before you're allowed to build that. So what's oh, poor Jesus, poor Jesus. I genuinely don't know why that's in there, sorry. Jesus in the desert, I guess, isn't it? Poor Jesus. There for 40 days and 40 nights. That is just 40 days, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Why is the Bible always trying to make it sound like more? Do you know what? You won't go on Booking.com, but like a week away and then be like, where am I staying in the day? Now, this was outside a little chapel that backs onto a National Trust property in St Ives. This is true. Christ paid the penalty for our sins, £265,000. Now, look, don't get me wrong, that's a hell of a lot of money, but I think that's quite good value. I thought it was going to be more. Don't know if anybody caught this very sort of bold, slick campaign that the government put out last year, like an anti-fraud campaign. Stop! Is this really your son? Think fraud. And you know what? I've had a really long think about this one, and no, she's not my son. Stumbled across this as well on the internet. Woo! Look at that. Free delivery, though. 18! Oh, my God. Move on, Jimmy. I feel sick. Sorry.
Mr Swallow, everyone. And here is your teaser. The words are toss riot. The clue is Nana does it best. That's toss riot, Nana does it best. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the teaser. The words were toss riot. The clue was Nana does it best. It was, of course, risottos. OK, before we go on, he's not on the show tonight, but he's turned up anyway. It's Joe Wilkinson.
Come on, hurry up.
How's it going, Joe?
Not great, Jimmy, not great. Not had the best afternoon, have we? Sure you know, Jimmy, but next door they filmed Gladiators and they had an open audition and for the new series. We had a go, didn't we? But neither of us got in and we cannot get our heads around it. She is well fucked off. Well fucked off. She's got het up because she thought she was going to be on the show. She's got all this pent-up aggression, so I think she needs to let off a bit of steam. What should we do? Do you want to kick the shit out of the desk? Can we do that? Will that help? Yeah, it can't hurt, can it? Come on, go on, go on. Go on, get stuck in. Go on, Gil. Get in there. Go on, Gil, get in there. Go on, get in there. Go on, get in there. Go on. Jimmy, I've had a bit of an idea. She's still in a mood. Can we do the next best thing and bung her in one of the rounds?
Sure, yeah.
Go on, Gil, go on! OK, let's play! Audrey kicks the shit out of John! Let's meet Audrey, a.k.a. Compression Socks! OK, John, this is like any other letters round. You're going up against Rob, and you've got a chance to double your points. If you can run the gauntlet and get past Audrey, you double your points. Simple as that.
Joe, why is Audrey sat in a chair?
She's exhausted, Jimmy. She's been up since 7. Oh, shit, I think she's fallen asleep. At least I hope she has. She's too tired. Audrey! Go on. Go on, love, off your jog. Go on. We're going to need a replacement. She's too tired. Can we find some sort of replacement? Thank you. Same sort of thing.
There'll be someone out there, yeah.
Much of a muchness. OK. Much of a muchness. 4 peas in a pod.
OK, all right, your time starts now.
Still 22 seconds to go, John. 15 seconds to go, John. You got a V, an A, an S and E. 5 seconds to go, John. OK.
Yeah. OK, Rob, how many?
6. Leaves.
OK.
And John, he's got a 9! He's got a 9! A risky 9. What's your risky 9, John?
What's your risky 9?
Penetrate.
6 points to Rob.
Let's play countdown!
OK, on with the game. John and Harry, your turn to choose the letters.
Jimmy, sorry, is it all right if Audrey watches the rest of the show?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Cool,
Of course.
Come on, Gil. You want to watch the rest of the show? Come on, come on.
Come on, Gil.
Come on. Come on.
Come on, Gil.
Come on. Enjoy it.
That's what a mirror would look like if you hadn't spent all that money.
John, pick the letters.
Consonant, please, Rachel.
OK.
And a vowel, please.
I...
Consonant, please.
D.
Hey?
D.
Are you allowed this close to one?
Consonant, please.
P.
Couple of vowels.
E.
Consonant, please.
C.
Consonant, please.
T.
And a final vowel.
And a final O.
OK, and your time starts now.
We'll get rid of her in a bit.
OK.
Just don't look at her.
Harriet, how many?
5.
5?
Yeah.
John, how many?
8.
No, you're on my team. That's good. Sorry, that's good.
OK, Richard?
5.
Rob?
4, and I don't even think it's a word.
What is your 4?
Peat.
Pete.
Like soil, peaty.
Oh, it's PE80.
No, I haven't got a word.
Richard?
Tepid.
Harriet?
It's what I've barely done with this show. Coped.
OK, for the points, John, your 8-letter word.
Pocketed.
Very good.
What?
8 points to John. Mr. Swallow, Susie, could they have done any better?
That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pocketed or picketed as well.
OK. So at the end of that, Rob and Richard are in the lead with 33 points. And here is your final teaser. The words are arse wins. The clue is be careful. That's arse wins, be careful. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the teaser. The words were arse wins. The clue was be careful. It was, of course, wariness. OK, time for our final letters game. Rob, Richard, your turn to choose.
You do it.
Me
You do
yet?
it, Rob.
OK,
You're very good. You're the
can I
champion.
get 2 vowels, please?
2 seems a stupid start, but what's it got to do with me?
Oi.
2 consonants, please.
M.
Why are you trying to spell a word?
And S.
Another 2 vowels.
E and E.
2 consonants, please.
Yep. D and B.
And then a vowel.
And by the way, I'm not staying for this clock.
Sorry, what?
I've got 30 seconds holiday that I need to take or lose it, so, you know, Joe can handle it.
All right, well, I'll organise some cover. OK, while you do that, I'm going to look at some CVs. Your time starts now. I think we found our girl. Ladies and gentlemen, Louise, Rachel's replacement. From behind, you look exactly like her.
Fucking state of you.
Rob, how many?
4.
Richard, how many?
6.
John, how many?
I think an 8.
Oh, God.
You wanker.
Harriet?
5.
OK.
Deems.
Deems.
Is that a real orangutan? Is it a puppet?
But its dress is right up its arse.
Who's put Deems up on the board, Louise?
Deems.
Fucking hellfire.
Deems.
Come on, you moron. Get on with it.
Louise, I'm starting to think you might have lied on your
Don't
CV.
eyeball
Can you put
me.
the letters up on the board?
There, you moron. Fuck off.
Rob, what's your 4?
Seed.
Seed.
Sorry, I'm distracted. That Louise in that dress. 5 pints in a dark room.
That's the task of your autobiography, isn't it?
Richard, you're 6.
Seamed.
Oh, yeah.
Seemed. John, you're 8 for the points.
Embodies.
All there. Well done.
Embodies. 8 points to John. Orangutan, Rachel, you clearly lied on your CV. Off you fuck. Go on. Oh, that's tricky when you can't see where you're going. If you can walk like that, why didn't you walk in like that? Very good news, Rachel. You still got your job.
Skinnier teeth.
Oh, you smashed it.
Can I ask why they asked to push the vowels out a bit at the start?
Because they were going to try and get the vowels, but then...
He didn't even get close, to be fair. That was the biggest waste.
Look at you all smug.
Look at that. Yeah. Whatever.
OK, so Rob and Richard have 33 points. John and Harriet have 36. Oh. Fingers on buzzers. It's time for today's crucial countdown conundrum. Your time starts now.
Where's the word?
What do you mean, where's the word?
Go on.
Go on.
Go on, son. Go on, girl.
Gratitude.
Let's have a look.
Go on, girl.
The final scores are John and Harriet have 38 points, which means our winners tonight, Rob and Richard, with 43. Congratulations, you're now the proud owner of this, the Countdown Skipping Rope. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.